Hello, hello, hello. Welcome. If you're watching this video and you are a foundation repair company or a waterproofing company, pay attention because I'm going to be walking through and showing the exact process that I've been using to give my clients the result of putting $1 into Facebook ads and getting $5 out. Now, before I get started, you might be asking, okay, who is this young kid? He looks like he could be my son. I get it all the time, but just makes me more motivated, more on my feet. And you know what they say, the younger generation has to be good with that tech. I've been running ads for the last 3 years now for my clients, consistently generating results, spending hundreds of thousands of dollars of my own personal income in paid ads, Facebook ads online. So I do know what I'm doing, I do know what I'm talking about, and I'm going to be breaking down this process. So give me 10-15 minutes, and I'll show you everything that you need to know, and something that you can even apply today and moving forward. If you don't want to do that yourself, I do have an opportunity for you at the end. So basically, what we do and what you can do to consistently generate inspections, depending on the number of ad spend, you can get from 10 to 20 inspections per month to 50 to 100 per month on the higher end. For our clients that are spending a little bit more, is run a video or static before and after creatives on Facebook and Instagram ads. And what you're going to do is you're going to use this free inspection as a promotion, as a sort of attraction for the customer. Okay, you're running an ad for a free product. Now it's very important because when you are running an ad for a free product, when you're booking them in, you aren't just letting everybody come through. Okay, you need to have a system in place to qualify these leads so that they understand, okay, this isn't just for anybody, this is for somebody who is having a problem, is having leaks in their crawl space, or is having cracks in their foundation, and they're worried and they need to get it fixed right away. Okay, you don't want to be booking inspections all day with unserious prospects. So keeping that same 30 to 40% close rate on inspections is kind of what we're looking for and what we've been able to achieve with clients using this system. So the first thing I'm going to walk through before I dive into anything is the creative. Now there's a couple different options that you have, and I won't lie, the best way to go about it, just from running ads, for a very long time, is having a attractive blonde woman. That is what's going to attract people. Um, it's going to get the clicks. It's going to feed the algorithm. It's going to give you more views. So I'm going to walk through a couple examples here of some creatives that I've been able to create for our clients that we've been consistently using to generate good results.
Floors sagging? Musty smells? Your crawl space is screaming for help? We fix it fast. Click the Get Quote Now button to get a quote today.
So there's an example. We have another one with some gorillas here.
Your home sits on this. Protect it. Crawl space issues? We fix it before it costs you big.
There's another here.
Cracks in your walls? Uneven floors? Those are signs your foundation's shifting. Stop the damage early and click Learn More to schedule your free estimate.
So as you can see, those are some video creatives that have worked very well. Like I said, just based off running ads, nothing, even if you had the same script, same everything, but it was a man, you'd probably have half the cost per lead. That's just how it is. It feeds the algorithm, it gets the views, it gets the likes, it gets the engagement. That's just how it is. And AI is a great way to work around that. So that was completely AI generated using a software and a tool called Google VO3. You can go and purchase it and do it completely on your own with the prompts. I have a couple of videos that I'm going to walk through showing you how to specifically use those prompts as well. Yeah, so those are the video examples. I'm going to walk through some of the static examples that we use. So static is basically just a picture ad, which, as you can see here, you have a before and after of some cracks in the foundation there, and then, everything's kind of clean after. Same thing here, pretty simple. You can do a lot of different variations of before and after, and what I tend to do for these creatives is I'll have it on a slideshow. So if you have multiple different services that you're offering, or different exemplars, or maybe like a different scenery or type of house, you can have like a larger house before and after, and they swipe to the left. They have a different style house, or maybe like a drastic difference, more of an emergency situation for a client that came in, and also a situation where a client maybe didn't need to get it done, but they did it to prevent further damage on the house, and maybe targeting an ad towards a person who is trying to prevent something from happening, and it hasn't happened already. So those are the type of ads that you're going to run. That's typically what we've seen provides the best results for our clients. Like I said, those the video ads, I would say, are probably the higher perform ones, just because they have that attractive woman who's kind of speaking to the camera. It's a great thing because what happens is most of the ads that you're running online, person has to purchase, they have to put a credit card down, they have to do whatever. These are free ads, free inspection, free quotes, free estimate. It's a very easy to use and leverage Facebook and Instagram ads in order to get these people in, because as long as they don't understand that there's a problem, they're willing to take a free inspection to see that if it is worth it. Then once the engineer's in person and actually explains, hey, like, your house could crumble, you could have blah blah blah, ABC issues, right? You're the expert, not me. And once you're in person, and if you have good technicians, it should be a close if there's something wrong there. Okay, so those are the creatives that you're going to run. Now, we've seen around in total 15 to 20% of all leads are going to book. So out of 5 people that fill out a form to find out more information, one of them is going to book. So if you can get a cost per lead at about $30, that's typically what we like to get for our clients, $30. You're looking at $150 for a cost per acquisition for a booking, and then typically a 33% close rate, so $450 cost per acquisition, which would be a average job of $7,000 to $8,000. That's typically the results that we get for our clients, and what you can get similar with if you follow this process. And then 5 to 15% of the leads who are going to book will book right away. So they'll fill out the form, and then they'll instantly go through and select a time, put in their address to have a technician come in for a free estimate or inspection. Now, in order to get the rest of these guys to book, what we're going to do is engage in a lead follow-up and nurturing process. So this is where 99% of businesses not only don't do it, but can't do it, okay? You may be working on your own, or you might have, only in-person technicians. You don't have anybody on the phone. This is where it gets tough, because you are going to need to do an extensive process of nurturing, okay? So as soon as the lead fills out the form, now this is, like I said, for the people who opt in on the form but don't choose a time to book, okay? So this is for the 95% or 85 to 95% who do not book right away. On day one, what you're going to do, so when the lead is captured, is you're going to call, okay, double dial, you're going to leave a voicemail, and then you're going to text and or email. It's very, very, very important in order to get to the lead right away. So from the first day that they opt in, the very first time that they opt in to the follow-up sequences, on the first day, what we want to do is we want to get on the phone within the first 5 minutes. Now, the reason that we want that is because, and I'll show you this chart here, contact rate has a 100x decrease from 5 minutes to 30 minutes. So within the 5 minutes of them opting in, after you've exceeded the 5 minutes and you go to the 30-minute point, you're 100 times less likely to get the lead to pick up the phone, which means you're 100 times less likely to get them to book a call. Okay? The same applies for the qualification rate. It goes from a 21x decrease from 5 minutes to 30 minutes. So the lead may no longer be interested. They, maybe have forgotten they even opted in the form. They found another company to work with. This is why it's super important to get to the lead within the first 5 minutes. A lot of people asking, okay, Nick, how is this even possible? How are we supposed to get to the lead within the first 5 minutes? There's a couple different methods. Number one, you have the option to have your own in-house call center. So your technicians are going in person, you're working on the business, you cannot be on the phones, okay? You cannot, as a business owner, run your business and call every single person that's coming through from your ads. It just doesn't make sense realistically. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a call center, agent call center. So setting up VAs from the Philippines who are calling these leads constantly, have 3 or 4 cycling. That's one of the methods. Another one of the methods is using AI. So there's a bunch of different phone calling AI platforms out there. I know, sounds crazy. Phone calling AI platforms that will call in these leads and they'll get them scheduled. The phone call doesn't need to be perfect, okay? A lot of times people say, oh, the voice AI technology isn't there yet. That's not important. As long as we can get to the lead as soon as possible and get them booked in, that's all that matters. Because if you aren't calling within the first 5 minutes, it doesn't really matter. You're most likely not going to get them on the phone ever again. So if you can get them on the phone within the first 5 minutes and the call is a little bit, not as good as if you were speaking on the phone or as if a real person was, it doesn't matter. Okay. I'm telling you right now, the phone calling AI is better than the VAs from the Philippines. It's got no accent. It's very, very realistic. And let me show you what it sounds like quickly here.
Hello, and thanks for calling Sky High Roofing. This is Eric. How can I help you today?
Hey, how's it going? I have a leak in my roof right now. Some of the tiles are damaged and I see it's leaking through.
I'm sorry to hear about that, but you've called the right place. Let's get this taken care of. Do you know where the leak seems to be?
So you get the point. Goes through the conversation. As you can see, AI, in my personal opinion, is very good. I have lots of people say, oh, I know it's AI, I know whatever. It doesn't matter. It works, okay? That's the technology that we use and we implement for all of our clients, okay? So those are the 2 options. Then, like I said, automated systems with SMS and email, so texting and emailing, using multiple points of contact over multiple channels, very, very important. Then, first day, you're going to call again. You're going to call and text, okay? You're going to call and text again on the first day. You're going to call 3 times, and that's a good thing about the AI. You can tell it to call whenever you want. You could every hour, every 30 minutes, every whenever. Then on day 2, you're going to call double dial, leave a voicemail, text, and email. On day 2, once again, call. Day 3, call double dial, leave a voicemail, text, and email. Day 3, call again. Day 4, call, leave a voicemail, text, and email. Call, volume. As you can see, it's a very, very extensive process in terms of the follow-up, okay? All the way until day 30, and then calling once every 30 days after that, okay? It's very important to continue this follow-up process because even at the very end here, we have some clients achieving a 55 to 65% booking rate on the phone with our team. Okay, so they're either calling back in or they've answered one of these follow-ups after that 30-day sequence. A lot of people say, oh, I don't want to bug the lead, I don't want to bother them after 30 days. They're still interested. They filled out the form. They're still interested in your product. And worst case scenario, if they are pissed off, they'll just tell you, hey, don't call me again, and that's it. You stop, right? But they did opt in. They did say that they need help. It could be an emergency, so you want to get to them as quick as possible. They've given you permission to contact them. You have all the consent, okay? Now, this is the nurturing process, so this is what we're doing to get them on the calendar. The good thing about running Facebook ads and Instagram ads for the waterproofing inspections and the foundation repair inspections is the appointment reminder process doesn't need to be too extensive because it's an in-person consult. So, there is really no-show rate. There is really no deposit that's required. The only thing that we want to prioritize for these people is to ensure that they're home, okay, and that they're in. The technician can come through and they can check things out. So if somebody's home, that's all that's required. So after they've booked the appointment, okay, we tend to keep the schedule date within 2 to 4 days of contacting the lead. So you're never booking more than a week out in advance. Obviously, it depends on the calendar, but we typically like to keep it in that kind of range just because after a week, people tend to forget that they even booked the inspection in the first place, and you'll have times where technicians will go in person and the person will not be home. Don't want that to happen. This does vary, so keep in mind to 2 to 4 days. We have some clients who are booking a month in advance because they're so busy. Okay. Now, after sign up, we do 3 things. They receive a calendar invite, they receive an email and a text. Okay. Then they receive a confirmation call. a voicemail and a text and an email. This isn't if this is if they haven't booked over the phone. So if we just call them booked over the phone, they're not receiving a confirmation call. That will be on the call itself. And then on the day of the appointment, just text email. Okay. Now, if they no-show or cancel, same thing. We continue the golden follow-up system for clients, and we re-engage in the sequence, try and get them back on the phone, and then try and get them a in-person booking again. So as you can see here, another number, follow-up is key. 10% of your leads will engage contact on the 6th dial. So if you call somebody once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, 6 times, on the 6th time, you have 9% that are going to get in touch, right? And that's cumulative. So keep that in mind. So once again, let's review the process. We are using a video or a static creative, something like this.
Cracks in your walls, uneven floors, those are signs your foundation's shifting. Stop the damage early and click Learn More to schedule your free inspection.
Something like that. You can get the gorillas in there. You can get the other ladies, right?
Small cracks, musty smells, it only gets worse. Get a free crawl space inspection today by clicking the button below.
So those are the ads that we're going to use. Then we're going to send and drive traffic to the funnel. This is the funnels that we use and the template funnels that we use for all of our clients. There's a bunch of different ways, depending on the area, depending on the service, of ways that you can send clients. Sometimes the template funnel works best, okay? Where you have here, you have, pictures of jobs that have been done and you send them on a page like this. Or it would literally just be something as simple as a calendar page, and they would book and they would fill in the info and straight in for a booking, and then the following nurturing sequences that I kind of mentioned through here with the text, email, phone calling, and then appointment reminder process. Okay, so yeah, that is the entire process. This is what we use to consistently get our clients, like I said, ranging depend on the number of ad spend and budget that they have allocated. From 10 to 20 inspections per month, upwards of 100 inspections per month. We have some clients who started with us at 10 to 20 inspections per month and now are pushing 50 to 60 per month because they've been able to bring in more cash and therefore spend more money on ads. If what you saw here today is something that you want implemented in your business, that's actually what we do, and that's part of what my business does in agency. Is we do this completely for you, completely hands off. So you can use everything that I've given today to do it yourself, hire somebody else to do it if you don't like me, for whatever reason. Or if you found some sort of value from this, you do want us to work for you, there is a link in the description below to book a quick 15-20 minute phone call with me or my team. And we can hop on there, see if it's a good fit, and implement a system like this for you. This is just kind of the tip. There's a lot more back end, work and stuff that we're doing. And if that's something that you'd want, and you want to add an extra 10 to 20 and upwards of 50 to 100 inspections per month, inspections or estimates per month to your business, there's a link in the description below. The only link in the description where you can book a call with us. Take care, subscribe if you want some more content on how to scale your foundation repair and waterproofing business. We have lots of other videos on the channel. If you don't have the investment yet, I'd recommend watching all of our free content. It can help 100%. And take care. Hope you have an amazing rest of your day. Bye-bye.